私はね、スターウォーズ計画。それで今日は
Nothing, Darth.
球場に飛来したものであることが分かりました。
No, nothing. Rip off!
What's up, everyone? I am the Kaiju Nakahara from the Toku and Animation News Network, and today I'm going to be taking a look at another Metal Hero series, Sekai ninja-centric Jiraiya. Metalder had failed hard, so much so that Toei wanted to do something entirely different. They hired Akira Nakahara to helm their newest installment to the Metal Heroes franchise, World Ninja War Jiraiya. However, you may notice that Jiraiya is not exactly wearing armor compared to his predecessors. This is because Toei had not established an actual name for this franchise of shows, so they were leaning more towards a show that would revolve around a ninja with mystical metal swords combating various ninjas from across the world like an Olympic sport. Anyway, Nakahara was deemed unfit for the job, or quit, and was immediately replaced after writing the first episode to Metalder's head writer, Susumu Takaku. Uh-oh, a writer change already? That's not a good sign. Is Jiraiya worth spotting? Or should you evict this ninja clan from your mind immediately? Watch to find out. The heroes. Jiraiya revolves around a lone hero, who is assisted by a diverse supporting cast. Toha Yamaji is the name of our lead hero who dons the Jiraiya suit. Toha's parents were killed when he was a baby, resulting in him being adopted by Tetsujan and trained in Togakuri Ryu Ninpo to defend the world from evil.
私の赤ちゃんトーハを頼みます。
トーハはこれから山路鉄山の子供として育てる。
Oh, wait, what? Do I get a say in this? Thousands of years ago, an artifact from space crashed into the Earth and was treated as a treasure. The people of the time called it the Paco, and it apparently can make anyone's desires come true.
パコは地球より何千年も進歩した星から大昔に送られたタイムカプセルなのだ。しかし人々は神様の落とし物として敬い恐れ、神の使いが取りに現れる日まで守ることを誓い合った。
In time, Paco was hidden away with a small map identifying its location that was given to the Togakuru Ryu school for safekeeping. Unfortunately, an evil ninja sought Paco's location but only managed to steal half of the tablet as Tetsuzan broke it in half to ensure Paco would remain safe. Furthermore, Paco came with some exquisite space metal that was used to forge a sword that became known as the magnetized vacuum light sword. This sword would be passed down generation by generation to the man who takes up the identity of Jiraiya. Toha has spent his life training to become Jiraiya, having to defend Paco from evildoers. One of the things I find interesting about Jiraiya is he does not transform or anything. He just wears a souped up ninja suit that he has to put on manually. We even get to see his eyes behind the mask, which I did not expect. It gives him a touch of humanity and helps him stand out compared to being just some guy in a fully armored suit. The red and white is very striking, especially the black chainmail that is used on his arms and legs. The design is enhanced by the gold that pops off the suit. He does acquire some additional gold armor that is placed on the suit, which includes a visor that covers his eyes. I'm not really a fan of this look, and it seemed like no one really knew what to do with it after the first half, so it just became something Toha attached when he was ready to lay down his final attack. Aside from his sword, he does come equipped with a gun that utilizes lasers that subdue its target rather than kill it. While Takumi Tatsui does a fine job as Toha, I can't say I find Toha to be all that exciting of a hero to watch. He's generic in his personality and mannerisms. He's the ideal hero who begins the show a tad arrogant and learns how to show humility and work hard to achieve his status as Jiraiya. In fact, he is quite similar to Dai and Shaider, for he is the weakest of the heroes in Jiraiya. I would never doubt his intentions of being a good person, but at the same time, I did not find him to be that interesting of a character from a writing standpoint. He's everything you want out of a hero archetype, good or bad. Thankfully, the main supporting cast makes up for Toha's shortcomings. Tetsujan is played by the founder of an actual martial arts school named Masaki Hatsumi. He will often partake in battle, especially when the stakes are high. His children, Kei and Manabu, are portrayed by Megumi Sakaguchi and Takumi Hashimoto.
あなたおばさまじゃないわ。
バレたか。
やっぱし読者の持っている半分のボードがなきゃ何もわかんないんだよ。いっそのこと読者のところに攻め込んで奪い取ったら。
バカ、どこにいるかわかんないのに攻め込めるか。
Everyone should recognize Hashimoto, for he will go on to become the youngest actor to play a Yellow Ranger thus far in Jew Ranger.
トカクリ流星と山地学ぶ。
Like Toha, Kei and Manabu have been training to be ninjas their entire lives. Kei takes up the name of Princess Ninja Emaha and has become a master of disguise.
Yoshi.
Manabu has yet to give himself a ninja nickname, but it is pretty awesome to see a character so young partake in actual battles. I like how both of them have no qualms about defending those they care about, while at the same time, we still get to see Manabu act like the child he is.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5戦いだ。ケイちゃん、マナブ君、トランプでもやらんかや。
いいんですか？そんなのんきなこと言ってて。
There are a variety of other additional allies of Jiraiya's. First, we have a pair of international police officers who come to Japan by the name of Rei Yagyu and Ryu Asuka.
どうにかボードとトーハを守り抜いたわね。
ああ、レイハが国際秘密捜査官だとバレずにね。
トッパのおかげよ。
Based on her last name, I'm assuming Rei is a descendant of Jubei Yagyu, even though it is never stated as such. Either way, she is a badass ninja that starts off unsure as to whether or not she can trust Toha, to then becoming great friends with him. When she isn't getting herself injured, that is. Early on, it is revealed that she shares abilities similar to Jiraiya's sword before getting amnesia for like 10 episodes. As for Ryu, he works as Rei's assistant until he's randomly called away at the halfway point of the series.
飛鳥龍ことやり人突破は新しい任務のため日本をしばし留守にすることになった。
It's a shame, as I rather liked that he wielded a spear. Maskman fans will probably recognize actor Issei Hirota, for he was Blue Mask.
トカクリ流忍法宗家、山地家に伝わるボードが大切なことは分かっている。しかし、俺の仲間、柳生レイの命はかかっているんだ。
Meanwhile, actress Tomoko Taya seems to have done nothing relevant since.
霊が2人いる。
柳生霊は1人しかいないわ。そいつは偽物よ。そっちこそ偽物よ。トーハ、騙されちゃダメ。
Rei started off as an interesting character, only for the show to go nowhere with her once her cosmic origins are revealed before the halfway point. Afterwards, she's kinda just there. Some of the ninjas from around the world that occasionally assist Jiraiya include England's Baron Owl, I'm sorry. I know I've used the Monty Python clip a lot in the past, but this is the one time it's actually fitting.
"'Tis but a scratch."
An American cowboy ninja that plays guitar and loves guns by the name of Wild.
Holy wild, America, save it in my life.
Jiraiya? Who is it?
Mafuba, a robot ninja who rides a motorcycle. There's also a Vietnam veteran who dabbled with explosives named Rocket Man, burning out his fuse out of a random French lady who appears in 2 episodes.
Oh, excusez-moi, monsieur, s'il vous plaît, je suis complètement perdu. Est-ce que vous pouvez me donner un renseignement? Regardez, je voudrais aller là. Là, oui, c'est par là, c'est pas. S'il vous plaît. Là, ici, là. Oui. Là.
One who just likes to collect swords and would love to own Jiraiya's blade.
私は世界中に名を知られた剣を求め、それを我が手にするまで労苦を惜しまなかった。しかし、この時効真空剣に比べれば、二足三門の安物だ。
Together, they all help protect Paco despite each desiring it. For example, Baron Owl feels it could be used by the church to cure the world of hunger.
上に苦しむ者のいない、みんなが幸せに暮らせる愛に満ちた世の中を作りたい。それが私の悲願だ。
Finally, Kojiro's actor from the Space Sheriff trilogy is back, this time as a fortune teller named Henry Rakuchin.
ちょっとお嬢さんねえさあよく当たりますよねえねえねえあったあったねえねえ
As with the Space Sheriffs, Suzuki is here for comic relief.
ああ出たお化けなんだ僕の顔か
The villains. The main antagonist to Toha is the Demon Ninja Clan. They consist of their madman leader in Akuma mask named Dokusai, his daughter Benakiba, and their servant Retsukiba.
父上、その黒いバラとやらが政府から脅し取るかね。そいつを横取りいたしましょう。
なるほど。漁夫の利というやつですな。
濡れ手に泡か。
Dokusai was once a partner to Tetsujan, who decided he wanted the world for himself. In order to do that, he must acquire the Paco. This drives Dokusai to plot any devious idea possible, which can vary from harming innocent civilians to manipulating other ninjas into attacking Toha, as we saw him do with the Turkish prison guard ninja.
お主が探している秘宝、緑の炎はジライヤが持っている。ジライヤ。
And one who was from a religious clan in the Middle East.
あなたの働きこそ文明に侵された日本人を救える唯一の手段ね。
お前たちの言うこと誠であろうな。確かに私、文明の元というガソリンを青人砲で消した。
Dokusai also comes up with some great excuses as to why he is always losing.
風の噂で聞いたところでは、ジライヤとかいう小僧一人に手こずってまるで刀なしとか。
今までの俺は敵であるトガクレリを欺くための仮の姿よ。
What do you mean you haven't been using your full power? That's just dumb. You're a dumb leader. No one is spared from his wrath. Nor is anyone on equal footing, even his own daughter. I do not understand the relationship he has with Benakiba, as she will do anything and everything for him. One moment he will show he cares for her.
時効真空剣をいただこうか。娘の命には変えられん。
And then the next he will treat her like second-rate crap.
父上、この女を追っ払ってください。不愉快です。
やめろ、ベニキバ。
Benakiba will often go in disguise to further her father's evil plot, especially when it comes to acquiring important information about Toha and gang.
社長、熱帯魚の餌を買ってまいりました。As for Retsukiba, he looks cool, I guess?
三下はすっこんでおじゃれ。
三下だといかに雲子さんとて暴言は許せん。危ない。
This trio is played by Shozo Izuka.
一気に殴り込み、パコのありかを示すボードの半分を手に入れよう。
かしこまりました。
Hiromi Nohara.
父上は雲御前を信用しているけど、私はあの女を信用できないわ。お前はどうなの？別気は。あの女の狙いは正規の秘宝パコを手に入れること。
And Ryo Nagamine.
奴はもはや牙を失った狼。赤子の手をひねるも同じ。今度こそジライヤを仕留めてご覧に入れまするぞ、独裁様。
In the last quarter of the series, Lady Spider returns to Dokusai's side after being away for many years.
わらわのことへ。妖魔一族の棟梁、独裁殿に代わって、わらわがお前をあの世に送ってやるぞShe has returned to assist him in acquiring the Paco, and she is actually quite a threatening character. Not everyone Toha surrounds himself with makes it out alive thanks to her. I don't think I even need to say who portrays her, as it's pretty obvious at this point. What's not so obvious is that Lady Spire apparently has two personalities, the Soga one and one of some slightly younger lady. 忍びの者は100の顔を持つ。It's never properly explained or introduced beyond being used as a gimmick a couple of times. Dokusai does have his own set of grunts in the form of robotic soldiers with a Tengu motif. They like to cause trouble and be useless as grunts typically are. These guys are so pathetic that they get their asses whipped by a child. Instead of having monsters of the week, there are a plethora of ninjas from across the world that will either come to Japan at Dokusai's request, or just be there because the writers thought of another ingenious stereotype to use. We've got a drunken master, another who wheezes due to the bad air of China,
Sekai ninja. Hong Kong coming sometime.
But don't you dare feel sorry for him as he kicks a dog.
You bastard!
A water-themed dude. One who utilizes illusions. And so on. I do like how not every ninja was a one and done deal, as some return continuously throughout the series. There are a couple that seem like they had died in their fight against Jiraiya, only to show up episodes later fit as a fiddle. Well, there are no monsters, sans one giant beast, aliens do exist in this universe. There is a space ninja who came to Earth centuries ago, only to be imprisoned for his crimes.
Jiraiya!
誰だ?
宇宙人デモスト。
何?
私は2300年の間、お前を倒すことだけを考えて、暗く冷たい洞窟の中の処刑場で生きてきたのだ。
なんだって?
He may look like he is related to Alpha 5. However, do not underestimate him as he is a credible threat. Deimos can detach his head from his body to double team his opponent. He's okay as a villain, kind of OP, and kind of comes out of left field as if the show just needed to boost its ratings. Toku extraordinaire, Aitsuki Yoda voices Deimos.
思いに葬りはしない。歯向かう者には私が2300年にわたって受けた苦痛をたっぷり味わわせてやるのだ。
Overall, replacing the monsters with ninjas was an interesting idea that led Jiraiya to stand out from its Metal Heroes brothers. It also allowed some of them to shine, which was needed because the character development of our main villains was awful. I guess I should just be happy Dokusai wasn't physically wallpaper. Ben Akiba was treated awfully and amounted to nothing, while Retsukiba was just there for the sake of being there. Perhaps Nakahara had some grandiose scheme in mind for Retsukiba, given the first episode is the only time he ever did anything worthwhile, while Takaku saw him as nothing more than an obstacle. If that was the case, then Takaku should have killed him off very early on in the series, as he was just a third wheel. Even Lady Spider had a greater arc than Retsukiba, and she was only featured in a handful of episodes. The mecha. Yes. Jiraiya acquires a samurai mech in episode 35. Its job is to slice through the show's only giant monster, disappear for a few episodes, returns to stand there doing absolutely nothing. And that's pretty much all it will ever do.
広い進化邪魔だ人を思いに吹っ飛ばしてやる
あれが守護神なんだわ。
アキレスバスター
Juraishin has a cool design on what is otherwise a useless, cheap trick to get kids to buy something pointless. If you want a perfect example of a giant robot being there just to make a quick sale off viewers, Juraishin is your mech. The effects and music! Jiraiya's effects and music are pretty good despite not being anything remarkable. For being a show about ninjas, I was expecting a bit more in the way of fight choreography than what I got. There are some outstanding battles to be had, such as one where Jiraiya confronts his adversaries while standing on the ceiling. Stunt work is incredible. There's a nice fight that takes place underwater. And the tussles with Dokusai are well done. Ultimately though, after the first few episodes, I can't say many of them wowed me, especially since the camera work was pretty static more often than not. I'm not sure what was going on in the late 80s for Toei's Toku shows, but they seem to lack the extra effort those in the years prior had accomplished when it came to cinematography. Kei Wakakusa was Jiraiya's composer, who has worked on many anime series including God Mars, Brand Shinchan, and Dirty Player Flash. His compositions are good, though not the strongest pieces I've heard in a Toku series. There are some favorable ones.
デモスト、そしてドクサイを倒すにはこれからもっともっと腕を磨かなければ。
ジライヤの敵妖魔一族は戦力を強化し
確かにここは大昔の処刑場だったよ。
While others sound like they belong in a circus act. They do fit with the action on screen more often than not. Unfortunately, compared to other shows, I can't say any of them really stuck in my head upon completing the series. It was as if the moment I finished the series, the tracks all left my head. The opening and endings, Jiraiya and Shinobi 88, are performed by Akira Nakahara, who previously sung the openings for the Space Sheriff trilogy and Just Beyond. Jiraiya is a solid opening that pumps you up for the episode you are about to embark on. On the other hand, I found Shinobi 88 to be very slow and boring. It's a somber note that effectively takes you out of the show's mindset. The episodes. Jiraiya is the Toku equivalent of G Gundam. The whole show revolves around ninjas with stereotypes based on wherever they are centered. Some become allies of Jiraiya while others do not. The central villain is a devil of sorts that they have to take down to protect the world. As such, don't go into the show expecting it to be super serious. It does have serious moments, just like G Gundam did. However, it takes its campy nature and excels with it. This show is meant to be a fun and entertaining one, and if that is what you go into, you will find yourself enjoying it like I did. As I said earlier, Toha is kind of a boring protagonist that is bested by a great supporting cast, the exact opposite of Metalder. It is his interactions through that cast that make the show a joy to watch. There were only a couple of episodes I did not care for, one of which featured Kenji Oba as a man who has come to challenge Toha for the right to be Jiraiya. This one was only bad because a third of it was a clip show, which felt unnecessary. Still, the climactic conflict between Toha and not Gavin made it all worth it.
Yajiro! Jiraiya suit を着たな。
その通りじゃ。
My least favorite story has to go to episode 46, A Terrible Rumor. The ninjas of justice come running in. Rakuchin is feeling depressed because he feels he can no longer read anyone's fortune. Deimos tricks him into telling everyone that Toha and his family have found the Paco and they're not willing to share its wealth.
ジライアがすでにパコを手に入れたという噂を流すんだ。そうすれば世界忍者たちも諦めておとなしく手を引くしかないだろう。なるほど。パコの争奪戦はなくなりますね。お主にはその噂を広めてほしいのだ。
This leads to their neighbors demanding they be evicted from their apartment.
マンション出て行っていただくことになるかもしれませんから、そのおつもりで。当然でしょ。騒ぎの巻き添えなんかごめんですよ。
Worst of all, Jiraiya's ninja allies believe this lie to be true as well and abandon him.
パコはワールドの平和のために使うとプロミスしたではないか。ユウは世界中の心あるグッド忍者をオール敵に回したのだ。
How stupid are you? And that is pretty much the problem with this episode. It is so friggin' stupid. Everyone just instantly believes that Toha has the Paco without questioning it. I can believe the neighbors being this dumb because in an earlier episode we saw them treat Toha and his family terribly, showing us they were two-faced, but not Baron Owl, Mafuba, and Wild. It makes no sense as to why they would instantly believe this rumor without any proof. If this had happened early in the show, when Toha was just starting to earn their trust, that is one thing. But we're 4 episodes away from the finale. By now, they should not be questioning his loyalty towards them. Now, my favorite episode is a 2-parter titled Yumeha, the Demon King Hades in Lake Hamana, and Yumeha 2, the Sand Dunes that burn with aura. Tetsujan has a dream that the armor to a demon is about to awaken, sending Toha to Lake Hamana to stop this from happening.
浜名湖レイクサイドプラザで働いている村上源一郎という人を密かに訪ねるのだ。
浜名湖レイクサイドプラザの村上源一郎
Naturally, Dokusai wants the armor and has his goons attempt to get it. Toha teams up with a ninja who is protecting the armor named Yumeha to stop Dokusai and his minions. It's a pretty cool duology that features some good fight scenes on a boat, has great music,
同僚の敵を討ち、この恨み必ず晴らしてやる。貴様 山
忍び
And a scene of Jiraiya riding a jet ski like only the 80s can provide.
Push it to the limit. Walk along a razor's edge. Don't...
While Jiraiya has no movies, I do want to stress that this would not be the last time we saw Toha as he appeared in Ninja. He even became a Power Rangers character due to that appearance under the guise of Space Sheriff Skyfire.
Attention, Earthlings! I'm Sheriff Skyfire, and you're gonna pay for what you did to Madame Odious. Surrender or else.
You work for Madame Odious?
I really enjoyed Jiraiya, flaws and all. The show strived for originality that really helped elevate it against its negatives. As such, I am going to give World Ninja War Jiraiya an entertaining 4 out of 5 grown-ups in spandex. If you are looking for something unique to break up the monotony of a familiar formula, Jiraiya is the show for you. Give it a watch. Until next time, bye!
Pass the